What is the most valuable resource on Earth? Well, in 2017, The Economist published a story titled, "The most valuable resource on Earth is no longer oil, but data." Since then, there's been a lot of debate as to what is truly the most valuable thing on Earth, whether data is more valuable or something else. But that being the case, if data is the most valuable, or even one of the most valuable, then maybe we should take a look at more companies that are working with data. Today, we're taking a look at Palantir, a public American software company that specializes in big data analytics. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on with the video. Okay, let's get a general understanding of the company. Palantir started in counterterrorism back then, and now mainly works in the public, private, and non-profit sectors. And the company offers three main products. The first is Palantir Gotham. So in this service, Palantir takes the data from a company or organization and essentially analyzes it to produce useful information for targeting. The second offering by Palantir is Foundry. This is a platform where the user can enter and upload data as they please, view and interpret data themselves, and it's more of an interactive process. So my best understanding of this is that the first is just, here's your data, there you go. And the second is more, hey, come and check it out, let's have a picnic and take a look at some data, this is kind of what's happening. You want to take a look at over there? Come on, let's go check out what's going on over there. Yeah, it's just, here's more tools and stuff, more things to consider. Finally, their third product is their analytics themselves and how they work and how they look at data and how the software is distributed. As Palantir has had many use applications in the security sector, their software is intended to work from anywhere from Humvees to submarines and all kinds of places. Okay, so for many of us that we are not in the data analytics sector, we don't really understand what this is useful for. I mean, how useful can data analytics be, and how many companies out there, or even people out there, need this kind of services? So let's take a look at what kind of services need this, because surprisingly, there is a lot of use applications, even more than you might have thought. The company works in intelligence and investigations to identify patterns. They have applications in legal intelligence, artificial intelligence, machine learning, health response, and getting resources and help where it's most needed, including with COVID-19, and they offer services to pretty much every industry from automotive to manufacturing, energy, and much, much more. The company has also partnered with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and used their data to find missing and abused children, which is overall a really good thing, and something I can gladly get behind. Finally, Palantir also helps mergers and acquisitions, which are notoriously complex. It's far more complicated to take two companies and merge their operations and systems, and it's much harder than it seems. But Palantir promises to ease the pain of this and make it a lot easier. And that's not all that Palantir does. Palantir does a lot more things, but these are essentially the highlights. So is Palantir a good investment? Well, let's take a look at some of the reasons they are a good investment. First of all, they're becoming the default operating system for data across the US government, which has massive potential as they get more and more contracts from more organizations that are in government. Palantir has already been working with government from nearly the beginning, working with the CIA, FBI, and more. And the revenue from government sources continues to grow at a 73% rate year over year. And there are already more contracts in place with the government for the future. The company has already secured a new artificial intelligence contract with the United States Army, and in December, the US Army renewed their existing previous contract for another 3 years. That same month, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, which already uses some of Palantir's too, awarded Palantir with another contract for a 3-year contract to track the development of their new drugs. And in January, the US Army hired Palantir once again to modernize their ground station. This contract could be worth up to around $250 million alone. And that's the government contracts alone. There's everything else still. Palantir's enterprise revenue has also been massive. In 2020, the company signed a contract with the NIH, the National Institute of Health. And the company has also renewed a contract with a big aerospace company, and also been pulling customers from competitors, which is overall a good thing. The company signed a 2-year contract with the United Kingdom National Health Service to track COVID-19 infections. And Palantir already has 5 major companies lined up for contracts. These companies are Fujitsu, British Petroleum, PG&E, Rio Tinto, and IBM. Fujitsu? I don't know if I said that right, but according to me, that's how you say it, Fujitsu. And finally, the company is positioned to grow at an unprecedented rate. With their focus in AI and data analytics, the industry is just beginning, and the rate of growth and demand for this will grow exponentially over the next couple of decades. Conservative estimates believe that AI alone will grow at a 50% rate compounded year over year for the next 7 years at least. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of great things about Palantir, but any good investor knows that you should also take a look at the bad stuff, even if it's discouraging, but we need to do this. So let's take a look at what's not so great about Palantir. First of all, they're burning cash like hell. In 2019, the company lost $579 million, and it hasn't gotten any better in 2020, with them losing over $1 billion in 2020. The company spent $500 million on research and development, which that I get for a new company that's innovative. However, they've also increased their marketing and sales costs by quite a bit, now spending over $683 million in 2020 on just marketing and sales. However, their general and administrative expenses have also gone up significantly to $669 million in 2020. Now, there's a lot more details to look at in the 10K annual reports as to what they're spending these research and development on, what they're spending their administrative on, and all of that. That's too much for a short video like this. The next bad thing about Palantir is that in a long time of being an operation, they still only have around 140 clients. Now, granted, each one of these clients is a massive client with huge contracts that pays massive amounts. But it's never a good thing when you have huge amounts from small people, because one of them dropping out puts a big dent in your revenue. So overall, that's not a great thing, but it's not that bad either. Okay, some final thoughts, but first of all, this is not investing advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. No investing decisions should be based on anything I say here today. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you should do your own research. Alright, okay, so Palantir is a good company, honestly, and they have a lot going for them. But they do present a substantial risk as their performance, while good, continues to fall behind. Nonetheless, I am an investor in Palantir, and I will continue to invest. And here's why. The industry will continue to grow at an unbelievable rate, and the value that Palantir brings is massive. And losing the amount of money they're losing is not super uncommon. Although it's not good, it doesn't present an impending doom for the company. Overall, my decision to continue to invest in the company is based on the belief that megatrends are heading in the direction of more AI, of more data analytics, and this becoming ever more important and necessary. And on top of all that, I've read many books about the founders and management, and I believe in their ethics, reputation, and potential to make a company into a monster. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you think down in the description below. Are you buying? Are you not buying? Are you interested? Are you a new investor? If you're a new investor, make sure to get your 2 free stocks down in the description below with Webull. That way you can invest in any company. It's a great application with tons of information. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.